It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Can you believe it's Canada Day already?
It's been moving fast. I do agree with you there. I didn't even know today was Canada Day. Coach, it is freaking America's 250th. I'm not worried about our hat up top there.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
July 4th is 3 days away. I'm not worried about Canada right now.
But it's we can shout out our neighbors to the north and give them their due. That's a big day. They wear the red. They play the Mets at home.
I do like the red jerseys. I like the red jerseys. I like Canada. I'm just saying. I'm focused on the big weekend for the old U.S. event.
Don't worry. We'll have plenty of time to celebrate that on Thursday's show. I just wanted to, we have Canadian members of our community.
Canada Day up there in Toronto, the Rogers Center. Woo, that's fun.
Have you played up there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I think we played one year. Josh Johnson hit 3 homers against us on Canada Day.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Speaking of having an international flavor to the show, our tip of the cap goes to a fan who was in Sacramento watching the Dodgers-A's game, but his heart was somewhere else.
And in fastballs. Is 2-2. Spikes in the dirt.
That is amazing. He was watching Mexico take care of Ecuador in the knockout round of 32. They moved down to the round of 16, by the way. But how awesome is that? That's great.
It's fun, but also like, come on, man.
Come on. He was excited.
If he's that excited, he should have been watching the game
somewhere else,
sports bar or something.
Oh, stop it. I think it's great when stuff like that
Am I grumpy today?
Yeah, you're grumpy.
What's
the matter with
you?
Great
mood, actually.
Have we switched roles? Let's not do that. I got something that'll make you grumpy.
Hold on. I have a tip of the cap.
What?
I do. 7 years ago on today's date, my guy, Ty Skaggs, number 45, bring the spark, passed. So it's always a heavy day for me. It's a lot of time has passed, but I still think about it every single day. I have this right here, and then I got a mural of him over in my other side of my office. So I see him every single day when I'm out here, and I think about him every single day. I truly do still. But it's always just, to me, it's especially when I bring it up on the show, it's like, man, I don't know, like, be careful what you put in your body. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. This is a terrible tragedy
story.
Yeah. And whenever his name gets brought up, or if you'll bring it up on the show, or I read an article, I come across something, you sit there and you get sad of what he missed out on life, right? I mean, think of all the great things that you've got to experience over the last 7 years with your kids growing up. And I know that, he had a young wife and all that sort of stuff. It's just, it's heartbreaking.
It's very, very sad.
Well,
very, very sad. I love you, Ty. Always thinking about you. But yeah, I had to mention it, man. It's my guy.
Yeah. Appreciate you bringing that up. I know it's a hard day for you and a lot of, obviously, his family and friends in the baseball community. So we're sending a lot of love your way, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you sharing that with us today. Let's get back to what happened last night at Fenway. And it was not a pretty scene at all. It's the second straight game where Wilson Contreras was ejected. Obviously, on Monday night, he had an issue with an umpire. On Tuesday night, it was with the Washington pitcher, Cade Cavalli, who was fantastic, had the game of his career, 13 strikeouts in 7 innings. It was one particular strikeout that led to a series of unraveling events. Here we go.
So Cavalli with back-to-back strikeouts in the inning. In fact, he has struck out 4 in a row going back to last inning. Take a look.
It's like he said, sit down, boy. Something like that. You could hear it right there.
Well, you can see Contreras saying, you talking to me?
He was talking to Contreras, who lost it. We've chronicled what has gone on in his homeland of Venezuela. He's on edge. He's an edgy player regardless. He tried to fire his helmet at Cavalli's direction. It went off to the side. Two other players got tossed in addition to Contreras: Miles Michaelis, Nick Eaton, also Chad Tracy, the manager of the Red Sox. One more time, you'll see as Contreras grabbed his helmet, flung it, hit somebody from Washington's side instead. Now, Cavalli said part of the reason that he was so fired up was at the conclusion of the first inning, Contreras was on base, and you could see him cut across after the third out is made. And then he turns back, and it looks like he's saying, "I'm sorry." That's a little bit of a no-no. You'll hear from all parties involved.
It's part of the game. Emotions are high. And he's just been doing stuff. Like, you look in the first inning, he just runs past me and brushes me. It's just something you don't do in baseball. I think he knows that. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. And then, a few words were said after the strikeout. It was part of the game. And he's going to let everybody run out there and then try to do whatever he does. Throw a helmet and just get himself tossed.
When the first inning was over, you were going back to the dugout and you went across the field and kind of got near the pitcher. You think that had anything to do with it? Or?
Not really. I apologize. I felt something and then I turned around. It was like my fault. I was like nothing. It's like, if you think that was on purpose, that was not.
My argument, I was kicked out of the game, felt as though the comment made, sit down boy at the top of your lungs, was part of what caused that to happen.
Did you think there was a racist connotation to what he yelled at you?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm Venezuelan. I don't know if it's racist or not, but I'll let MLB handle that. So, I don't know.
There's a ton to unpack here. Cavalli was never asked the question, as far as I can tell. What exactly did you say other than sit down? Was the word boy at the end, as Chad Tracy said? Was it something else? Was it sit down fool? It sounds like boy. I'm not Jimmy O'Brien. I can't strip down the audio, but that's what Chad Tracy says. That's what Wilson Contreras says. I never heard Cavalli. I'm going to read you the quote here. People tell everybody to sit down at some point in their career. It's not a big deal. He left out the three letters that we apparently heard that has changed the entire dynamic of this, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which path you want to go down here, Chris, because this is like a very nuanced conversation that I think is kind of getting blown up into something that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. Let's just start with the whole situation. Obviously, we know what's going on with Wilson Contreras and all the Venezuelan ball players dealing with the losses that they have seen from their home country. Like, that is playing into the emotion. Now, Wilson Contreras is always very emotional on the field. If you watch him play at all, you understand, like, he's in the middle of things all the time. That's just the truth. He likes to do it. Not too dissimilar from Josh Naylor. There's other players that are examples of that as well. Like, that's just kind of how they play. They like that edge. Wilson Contreras is on top of the plate, daring you to hit him. So like, there's that aspect to it. So like, I'm not surprised there was an altercation with Wilson Contreras. Running in front of Cade Cavalli, like, yeah, like, you probably don't want to do that. He did say, like, my bad. It didn't look like he knew exactly where he was going. His head was down. So that could very well have been just like an honest mistake. Like, he doesn't look like he sees him at all. And you know what? Cade Cavalli, you could have just stopped walking 4 steps before. And he did. He stopped. Like, I understand why that might make you mad as a pitcher, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think Cade Cavalli saw him say sorry either.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you want to go with this? Do you want to go like,
look, it's uncomfortable?
Are you asking me if this is racially motivated? Is that going to be the question?
No, that's not what I'm going to ask, because I don't know either. There's only one person in the entire world.
Hold on, Chris, hold on. This is not the time for her to come say goodbye. So we'll go back into it.
What I'm saying is there's only one person on the entire planet who knows what was in Cade Cavalli's heart when that happened. Whatever it was he said. And it certainly sounded like, to me, what Chad Tracy said. Sit down, boy. That's what it sounds like. I mean, you got a stadium full of people. It's not the best audio. It hasn't been stripped down yet. I haven't heard it as of the taping of the show, just individually the audio. But those 3 letters do change the tone of something when it's said. It does.
Okay.
It does. Does that mean that Major League Baseball has to come in and punish Cade Cavalli? Or is it just people can feel whatever way they want to feel about Cade Cavalli moving forward? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Major League Baseball has suspended people before. Kevin Pillar, for instance, several years ago was suspended when he used a homophobic slur yelling back at a pitcher. He got suspended a couple of games, and that happened. I don't know. I don't know, right? Look, it's uneasy because whatever we say, people are going to say either, oh, you're a snowflake, you are this, that, and then if you say it's not a big deal, well, then you're racist. And that's not, unfortunately, that's the world we live in. It's like it's not okay to just say, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of confused by it.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm not going to get on my microphone here and call Cade. I'm not going to call him a racist.
No
I don't
way.
know him at all.
I don't know him either.
I've never even spoken to the guy.
Nope.
Now, do I like the choice of words? Probably not. Yes, there's racial undertones to that particular word. There's no doubt about it. Now, as Wilson Contreras said, he's Venezuelan. So I think that does play into the conversation here. I just can't get on and say, yeah, like Cade Cavalli is a racist. He should be suspended for racist remarks. I just can't do that. And I can't, Chris. Can you?
Nope. I mean, like I mentioned, there's one person who knows how he felt and what he said. We're not even having this discussion if he doesn't say boy at the end. Once again, I'm saying that because that's what Chad Tracy said he heard. It's a mess.
It is a mess. There's just so much emotion going on in this game. Like, again, Wilson Contreras already feeling it because of what's happened back home with him. He just is that way anyway. The night before, he flipped the bat 40 feet in the air. Like, we've gotten to the point now, Chris, and this is why I don't love all the showmanship, because eventually it comes back to get you. Like, you're going to piss people off, even if you say, oh, I'm celebrating with my teammates and I'm not, that means nothing. Like, you flip a bat the way he flipped the night before, it's like you're going to remember that. And if you're on the mound yelling at hitters, they're going to remember that. It's like, I don't know, I'm good with emotion in the game, and I don't want to be the old head that says don't celebrate and have all these things. I've always said the same thing though. It needs to be very natural, and it needs to be with your team. But even then, there are times where it's there is a line. You're going to get other guys hurt for doing things. In this instance, I mean, we had a real brawl because of this. You mentioned Eaton and Michaelis going at it. That was they were really shoving and pushing right there. The thrown helmet thing, that impacted somebody that wasn't even really involved in the skirmish. It could have hit Durbin's dislocated pinky that was right there. There's all this stuff that happens. Again, I don't want to take emotion out of the game. That's not what I'm trying to say. It just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still feel like there needs to be some professionalism on, and I'm saying this on Cavalli's side and Contreras' side here.
Yeah. It's I think it's just confusing. I really am confused by everything because, right, the game, guys have talked forever. Guys have yelled at each other forever. We don't have helmets flying very often. It does happen, right? Bryce Harper threw one at Hunter Strickland.
Yeah.
It must be something, by the way. Are those helmets hard to throw? Because they never end up in the area where they're intended.
I mean, throwing equipment's just ridiculous.
Okay.
When Bryce Harper did that, that was just ridiculous. If you're going to square up and use the fist, that's what it's supposed to be like. And here, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I can't defend Wilson Contreras from this standpoint is that, yeah, he is in the middle of everything. Everything. And he's one of those guys, a lot like Naylor, and other players that we have seen, where when he's on your team, awesome, want him. If he's on the other team, you're like, I can't get out. I've had enough. And people need that on their teams, I think. But the rest of the stuff, I don't know. I don't know what Major League Baseball is going to do with the words. By the way, Wilson Contreras told a fan to come on, show up. Did you see that on Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
Where
Yeah.
some fan
I
called
mean, look,
him.
he's like, I want to give some leniency to him because
Totally.
of what he's going through. Clearly, like the mental space right now for him is clouded, and there's a lot going on. Like, there's no doubt about it. So, like, there is a little bit of leniency going on there. But as we've mentioned, like, there is a massive history of him being involved in stuff like this.
Yeah, for people that are audio only, we're showing the Instagram post. Somebody said that Wilson Contreras is a P word, and I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, to which Contreras responded, come meet me at Fenway. Apparently, Major League Baseball is looking into that as well because there are stipulations with social media.
They need him so bad. They've been playing better as of late.
Yeah.
Like, him out of the lineup is not good for the Boston Red Sox.
No. I don't even know. I don't even want to pose the question, like, what do you think is going to happen to these two guys from the league office? I have zero idea.
I mean, Kate Cavalli didn't even get thrown out of the game.
No, he didn't. And Chad Tracy, you heard that soundbite from what we played. He's the one who kind of raised the intensity level. Unless Wilson Contreras would have just walked back to the dugout, and then it wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tend to agree. Like, yeah, you scream at a hitter, you're going to get a reaction.
You are going to get a reaction.
I mean, I've reacted to that as well.
Well, here's the predicament that Major League Baseball is in. If they do nothing, then people are going to say, so you're just going to let a guy scream boy at a dude from Venezuela. And if they do something, then some people are going to say, what's the big deal? He didn't swear at him. He didn't do it. He just said, sit down, boy. That's it.
Is it okay to say, like, if this was an African-American ball player, it's a completely different situation, right? Or if it's a fellow, like a white ball player, it's a completely different situation, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. And you have to have an understanding of kind of where the country has been. As we celebrate a birthday, always hasn't been great. So, yes. And these are the big boy discussions you have to have sometimes about
We're having it in real time, people. So, like, you know, I'm wrapping my head around this. Chris, you're wrapping your head around this, trying to be as, you know, transparent as possible in the way that we think about things. To me, that is the biggest difference in this situation where you could be like, okay, that to me truly is a racial statement.
So, you know, at the end of the day, I know people in the comments are probably going to fire off. Well, some people can say this. Why can't I say that? Folks, save your fingers on that. Don't bother me with that.
Yeah, I already know we're going to get yelled at no matter what we said here. It's fine. We're going to give our take.
It was the biggest story in baseball last night. It was the biggest story in baseball last night. And so if you don't talk about it, I don't know. It was a huge story. We'll see. I'm not going to be surprised by anything that Major League Baseball does. I rarely am. Today's episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Cozy Earth. It's the middle of summer. It is steaming hot. There's nothing worse than getting into bed after a long day and feeling your sheets trap all the heat right back onto you. That is horrible. Well, Cozy Earth's bamboo sheet set, it is made from viscose, from bamboo, genuinely breathable. It stays cool instead of warming up with you and feels completely different from the standard cotton. Their beach towels, same story. Soft, noticeably different the first time that you pick one up. They back everything as well with a 10-year warranty and 100 nights hassle-free returns on bedding. So there's really no risk to trying them. They're made from viscose, from bamboo. They're breathable. They're soft. They're built for summer. So head on over to CozyEarth.com. Use the code BASEBALL today, an exclusive 20% off. That is the code BASEBALL today for an exclusive 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on Baseball Today. We appreciate you. All right.
Can I say something about Cozy Earth?
Please.
They sent us a package, put the sheets on. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And they have incredible, I think it's like a beach towel. It's so big. This towel they sent out was incredible.
Nice.
So
I just got my box. It is sitting outside. And right after the show, I'm going to cozy on up to my Cozy
you're
Earth.
going to love it.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Hey, second straight day that a manager has reached a major milestone, the very same one, in fact. Congratulations, Dave Roberts, to 1,000 wins.
For me to celebrate 1,000, it's a lot of people, honestly, Kirsten. And the fans obviously supported me through a lot of stuff, the front office, the coaches, and most importantly, the players. So 1,000 wins, but I think honestly is that I've built a lot of great relationships and poured into a lot of players. And so this is for all of them, and this is certainly not an individual achievement.
It is definitely not, sir. Do you think Dave Roberts gets too much credit, not enough credit, or exactly the right amount of credit during his tenure with the LA Dodgers?
If you would have asked me this question before last playoffs, I probably would have said too much credit. And now I think my answer is he gets the right amount of credit. He performed very, very well in the playoffs, and that's when managers truly decide, I think, have their biggest impacts on games is during the postseason when pitching changes and when to pinch run and when you're going to pinch hit really, really matters. It's when the manager has the most input on games, and he did fantastically last year. So he's been given one of the greatest rosters that we've ever seen assembled. He's been giving basically an unlimited payroll. He's been given star after star after star, and the greatest star of all in Shohei Ohtani. So I think you have to take that into consideration. But he's handled all those big personalities so well. They all love him. And, LA is not a crazy media market, but you can go awry here. It's still a big media market.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting the right amount of credit right now, which was just to say, he gets a lot of credit, and I think he deserves what he's gotten so far. I'm a Dave Roberts fan.
I think you nailed it on the timing too. I think prior to last year, even though he already had 2 World Series rings, one in 2020, one in 2024, last year I felt like he had his best postseason. Really did. I thought you nailed it. And I think the Dodgers believe that as well, because they finally gave him his first real big boy contract in March of this past year. They gave him a 4-year, $32 million deal. And I remember talking to Dave. I congratulated him. I've known him a long time. And he said, Chris, it's just really nice to be appreciated. And it was interesting during that interview clip he had with Kirsten Watson from Spectrum in Los Angeles. He said, I appreciate the fans who have been behind me. I wonder if when he said that, he kind of laughed a little bit, because the fans have not really always been behind Dave Roberts. I mean, even as late as last September, they were like, out, bro. If we don't win it all again this year, that dude hits the road. And Dodger fans, don't push back on that, because there were a lot of you that did. I've got one of my best friends, a guy named Kevin Mahan. I just saw him this past weekend. He was with me the day that I met the lovely Michelle in Reno, Nevada. We've been friends that long. And he constantly complained about Dave Roberts. He would always fire off texts. What is he doing? I don't understand what Dave Roberts. He's horrible. Sorry to call you out. I know you listen, buddy, and I love you, but that's a lot of Dodger fans prior to the 2025 postseason run. I do want to ask you this. Do you think most managers could have just as successful a run as Dave Roberts has had?
Most, yes. Not everyone, though. It's not easy to handle. And I think there's a lot of really good guys in that clubhouse as well. Superstars, yes, but it's still seems to me. And again, I don't know every single one of them personally. I know a few of them. It seems to me like the clubhouse is still in really good hands, and you can dish a lot of responsibility off to the guys in the clubhouse. They're really well-respected veterans. So I think there's a lot of managers that can do a lot of good things with that roster. There's no doubt about it. But it's still, you have to have the right personality to handle superstars like that. And just the LA market in general. I think he's really done a good job. So,
All right. I mean, we know of a certain number of guys that could handle it, that are currently managing. But let's take for instance, let's take a rookie manager. Let's say Craig Albernaz right now, who seems like he's struggling a bit in Baltimore with the way that he has handled things. Dave Roberts was a rookie manager in 2016, gets the Dodgers to the NLCS where they bow out against the Cubs. The next year, gets them to Game 7 of the World Series. Next year, they lose in 5 to the Red Sox. So in 2 of his first 3 years, he got them all the way to the last series that we play. Could Craig Albernaz have done that in his first 3 years? I don't know. I don't think. I think we're probably shortchanging what Roberts was able to accomplish early in his career as he was trying to figure things out during the postseason, and then eventually started to get it right in 2020.
Yeah, I think that he maybe would, and this is no shot at Craig. I know Craig, great guy. I think he demands a little bit more respect from baseball players initially, just because of people know him from 2004 and was a good big league baseball player. So I think initially there's that aspect that comes into play when you're a new manager. Like, okay, you played the game, you get it, Skip. All right, you got your. And Craig played the game, but not to the level that Dave Roberts did. So like, you don't need that to be a good manager. You just don't. That's facts. Okay. But I think initially it helps. So could Craig Albernaz have the success that he's not a for sure one? I think you want like Aaron Boone could have the same success as Dave Roberts in Los Angeles. Tito could have the same success. Stephen Vogt would have the same success. Like there's definitely, I just named some really good managers right there.
Could John Schneider?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so.
I wonder where the cutoff line is. Like, I don't know if Dan Wilson could.
He's a pretty good ball player. I think I don't know. I think
you think
he could.
So?
I think a lot of guys, I'm just thinking about and maybe the initial success is different from long-term success.
Right. So a few other things just to get this out there. Dave Roberts needed 1,606 games to win 1,000. That is the fastest anybody has ever got there. 35 fewer games than Cap Anson. Only 6 managers have won more World Series than Dave Roberts, 3. McCarthy, Stengel, Mack, Alston, Bochy, and Torrey. So he's managed in 5. He's won 3. He's going to have his shot.
So Bochy got 4 with the Rangers. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, he got his 4th with the Rangers. Yeah. And for all the people who are like, well, he's just got great players. And yeah, okay, name me a coach in a sport or manager in this one that did not have great players. Phil Jackson never won an NBA crown without either MJ and Pippen or Shaq and Kobe.
Phil Jackson is like the ultimate one you could talk about here.
Right.
Joe Torre too.
Well, Joe Torre, though, was an interesting one. The day that he was hired, the Post said, I think, Ordinary Joe, because he had managed several places and had just been a guy. He was a wonderful. People forget how great a baseball player.
I didn't know that initially either. And then I got put on
he was
how good he was. Yeah,
former league MVP, a 9-time All-Star, I believe. He was a great player and had done some good things as a manager.
He's going to be remembered as a manager way more than as a player, which is pretty crazy. You win an MVP.
Oh, 100. Well, that's also because of the age of people, right? I mean, people remember him with leading the Yankees dynasty of the 90s.
He had he wore a great uniform. He wore a great uniform.
He did. Oh, is that what it was? Clueless Joe?
He had a really good roster.
That's even meaner.
You could say that the Dodgers rosters that Dave Roberts has now and the Yankees rosters that he was managing are very, very similar.
I do think this Dodger one is slightly better than the
being able to go to Mariano Rivera and be like, fuck yeah, dude, game's over. That's different than what Dave Roberts has had to do.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Mariano didn't start out as Mariano. He was not the closer in 96 when they won their first one.
And then did Dave had some Kenley, he was much more of a roller coaster than Mariano though.
But very good, particularly in the playoffs.
Very good, yeah.
Well, let us know what you're thinking about Dave Roberts. Dodger fans, if you want to fire back on my presumptions earlier, please feel free in the comments section. Like if we had it, we talked yesterday about AJ Hinch and a managerial draft. How high does Dave Roberts get taken in the current list of 30? You can have any one of the 30. When does Dave Roberts get taken?
Don't ask. You're asking me to ask the comment section. That's
I'll ask the comment section. Okay. That's fair.
Who's your 1-1 on 3?
All right, hold on. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Sam Fold.
Dave Roberts. Who'd you say?
I was gonna say I really mean Stephen Vogt. Steve Vogt's 1-1 for me. I said Sam Fold because I just love Sam Fold.
I thought you said Sam Fold. I was like,
yeah. He's actually in business school, like the Wharton Business School. He's going to be running the Philadelphia Phillies one day, the entire operation, not just the baseball side.
Didn't he go to Stanford?
Went to Stanford. Now he's yeah. I love Sam Fold.
So you think Stephen Vogt is 1-1?
I think Stephen Vogt's 1-1.
That's really interesting.
No, I mean that's your guy.
I know he's great, and he's a dear friend. I would be curious to see him manage more than one superstar.
That's what I'm thinking of. Like you give him a roster, like he's got the perfect blend of like catcher, hard nose, funny, personable, like a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And still young enough for guys like remember him playing.
Interesting. Give us your top 3 in the comments section. If you could build a franchise and have anybody. And I know obviously situations different. Like, well, what do I have to do? You know, maybe I've got a young team. Well, just play along. Come on, people. All right, this episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by BetterHelp. Folks, we talk about mental health more openly now, but actually asking for help, that can still feel very difficult. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans, revealed that 85% of Americans believe getting support is wise, yet 74% say society discourages people from doing so. The gap is real. It's worth talking about. Now, therapy is one of the most practical things you can actually do for yourself, and BetterHelp makes it genuinely accessible. Over 30,000 licensed therapists, an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 across more than 1.7 million client reviews. There's a short questionnaire. It matches you with the right therapist. Hey, if it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time. Over 6 million people have used it. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up. Get 10% off at betterhelp.com/baseball today. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/baseball today. All right, we move on. It is time right now for Pack in the Park, where we look at players and storylines that are getting fans into the stadiums. It is brought to you by SeatGeek. And look, we've talked about the Chicago White Sox and the role that they have been on at home. It has been nothing short of incredible. But you know that a young team is doing great things when it starts winning on the road. They have started a very important road trip, back-to-back W's against Baltimore, and all the fans that were on hand to see got to see one of the great young players in the game.
Oh, Colson Montgomery, back it goes! Get out! That one onto Utah Street.
Yeah, that's Colson Montgomery, who made his debut a year ago this coming Saturday on July 4th. So it hasn't even been a full year yet for him. Have we not made a big enough deal about his impact at the major league level?
Probably not. I mean, like I've seen him and he's in our division, so you and I understand the impact that he's had. And I think, you know, if you're talking about the guy steering the ship in that White Sox clubhouse, it's probably him. I think that entire infield is kind of running the show there between, I think Mydroth is a big guy in that clubhouse, Murakami coming over what he's been able to do, and obviously Miguel Vargas having a fantastic year as well. But I think when it's all said and done, if we're talking face of the franchise right now, it is Colson Montgomery. And yeah, he's like a big, striking, handsome young dude out there at shortstop. Like that's what a face of the franchise is supposed to be. Then you look at the numbers, as you said, 152 games in, he's got 41 or 42 homers, 104 runs driven in, playing a premium defensive spot, and he's doing well defensively as well. I love the actions there. There are things that he can improve on, chase rate, all that stuff. 24 years old. So not like a super, super young pup, but like those things should get better as he gets more at bats at the big league level. That's at least what I presume. And that's kind of what happens typically for good players like him. So yeah, I don't know. I think you and I really understand, but maybe nationally he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Well, let's start with this. When he came up last year, nobody even talked about the White Sox, and they didn't need to. I mean, they were on pace for their third straight 100-loss season. So, you would have had to be playing against the White Sox to even know that he was doing anything, and he was doing it. So let's start with the amazing numbers. You mentioned it, 42 homers. So he still has 10 games to get to 162, his first full season. He is currently tied with Bob Horner, who unfortunately just passed away, for the 10th most homers in his first 162 games. If he gets just 2 more over the next week, let's say before the All-Star break, he passes Ryan Howard, Matt Olson, and Aaron Judge on that list. By the way, Rudy York has the most ever, 55 homers in his first 162 games. The most impressive thing about the run that Colson Montgomery has been on, he is the only shortstop in that top 10 list. The only one. I have said I see a young Corey Seager. Now, he's a few years older than Seager was when he made his debut. Seager had better plate discipline, much better on-base percentage, was a more defined hitter. Montgomery's got more pop and more athleticism. So I think it's going to be fascinating to see where his career takes him. I know that the two of us as Twins and Guardians fans are scared shitless of what he could develop into. If he does get more plate discipline, he's going to be an MVP candidate year in and year out.
Yeah, I mean, the AL Central now with the shortstops we're running out there, Bobby Witt, Colson, your guy, Rocchio.
Yeah, Rocho's played well.
Pretty good. Twins still kind of searching for their shortstop. Shout out Ryan Kreidler, my guy.
The guy is fantastic. Now, he's not Nick Kurtz, who came up a little bit more than a year ago, but that's okay. He plays a premium position, and he's really damn good, and he's got the White Sox in first place. It's real. I went on our Chicago radio station yesterday, and they asked me about the White Sox, and I said, yeah, I can't believe that they are this good. I said, it's not just the best story in baseball. I think it's one of the best stories in sports as far as a team going from what it was a year ago to where it is now. It's shocking. It really is. So there you go. That's that. Use the code BASEBALL2026, by the way. 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. You got me? 10% off. Go use that. Well, Cleveland also relying heavily on its youngsters. And there was another guy who, just like Montgomery, had a ball go over the wall. Unfortunately, it was a little different circumstance with Cooper Ingle, who's not even a week into his big league career.
That is going to make plays of the week. Here's one to left. Cooper Ingle tracking. 2 outs.
Oh, no. Now what?
Well, that's a mistake that I promise you will not happen again from Cooper Ingle.
Better not happen again, Chris Jimenez.
Having a group of guys that are behind you the whole time definitely helps. Yeah, I mean, tough situation. Went over and apologized to Bybee. If that didn't happen, he might be able to go further in the game and save the bullpen a little bit. But things happen, and he had my back, and all other guys in the dugout had my back, so it felt good.
Don't laugh.
Sorry. It's happened to me too, but I never threw the ball in the stands. But
yeah, for people that are audio only and aren't even familiar with it, it's 2-2 game in the 7th. Bybee against DeGrom, runner on second for the Rangers, 1 out, fly ball to Ingle, who just came up last Friday in Major Leagues. He's such a nice kid. He wanted to throw the ball into the crowd. Thought it was out number 3. Instead, it's 2 bases for the Rangers. They take a lead. Young hit a homer, made it 4-2. I am really split on this one. Okay, hear me out. Because I sat there and I was on the phone with Michelle. And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, what's the matter? I was like, it's terrible. She said, what's going on? I was like, Cooper Ingle just threw the ball into the crowd. She's like, you're an idiot. Don't scare me like that.
Is he also 5'8"?
He's little. He's a little and lefty.
You
Yeah, he came out of
you
our
have a type.
he came
Jake
out of our
Storiale could play for the Guardians.
he came out of our little lefty machine. We have something that makes him. Okay. He handled it beautifully. He didn't have to go sit in the press room. He didn't have to. He could have just stood at his locker or hid. This is a guy who's 5 days into a big league career. So I'm proud of him. Bybee was great. Austin Hedges was incredible. Stephen Vogt was fantastic. All the guys, and they all picked him up. I mean, the reports of the game, David Fry on the top step to meet him when he got off the field. All that I love. The other side of this is you are without your future Hall of Fame third baseman. You're without Angel Martinez. You just got Chase DeLauder back. This team, when I hear this bullshit guards ball, which drives me nuts, that means you are smarter than the other team on top of everything else. You cannot afford to take a mental lapse.
That was not guards ball. That wasn't guards ball.
Well, it was a guards ball. Now it's a guards fans ball. And in a 2-2 game where your guy has dueled Jacob deGrom pitch for pitch, you cannot have that slide away like that. It is.
I just talked about Stephen Vogt be my 1-1 pick. Steve, get control of your guys.
It's tough. It's tough. And I know people will say, hey, a guy who ended up in Cooperstown, Larry Walker, did it. Well, the only Cooper that Cooper Ingle's going to end up in is Cooperville.
Oh, gosh, you don't know that. Go Cooper Ingle, go. I'm on your side, dude. I did it too. Sorry, Kevin Slowey.
Yeah. Yep. Tough one. Very tough one. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest with you. Kind of. All right. Can we just move on?
Yeah, please. Please.
I'd like to hear from my buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. You just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want. Sell if the price moves in your favor, or you let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. Now you can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. Use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risks of total loss, and changing prices not good for all investors. Now available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. We appreciate you. All right, let's get to some quick hitters before we get out of here on this Wednesday. Tigers, they take it to the Yankees again. Detroit teed off on the guy who had been the AL's best starting pitcher.
Just a rough June.
Well, Riley Green, did you? Yes, sir. Another one. 6-1.
Sorry, Jason Benetti. Didn't mean to cut you off there. They hit 3 first-inning homers. Green got Schlittler again in the third, gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. So what was the bigger deal, that the Tigers lit Schlittler up, or that Tarek Skubal looked like himself again?
I think it's they got the Schlittler. They need their offense to go. They've had a couple guys who have really had great seasons. Dylan Dingler, Kevin McGonigal Kevin McGonigal has been fantastic. We know what Dingler's done offensively and behind the plate. One of the better ABS challengers in the game. In fact, we just, spoiler alert, all JM coming out. Dingler was definitely discussed in that. So yeah, Riley Green needs to be like a guy in the middle of the lineup. That's a tough one for old Spencer Jones out there. We're showing the ball in and out of his glove that he probably should have robbed. they need more bats in the middle of that lineup because the pitching staff is rounding into form, Chris. Melton, Mize, Skubal, my guy Cater's been able to do. Now they could use some bullpen help as well. I understand that, but really, like, this Tigers offense has been one of the main reasons why this team has not gotten off to the main start. So, like, if we can see them start to pick it up offensively, then that's how they're going to get back into the race.
Yeah, Skubal's Skubal. I think at this point we just kind of take him for granted, even though he's not that far off of this incredible new elbow surgery that everybody's talking about. In his 4 starts since he came back, 30 strikeouts, 2 walks. That's Skubal. That is making guys miss when the ball is in the zone. And that's what he does best. So you're right. If Detroit can muster up anything, and I actually believe, forget about the Skubal talk now, I think they're going to add players. I think they're going to go for it. I think that Scott Harris is going to say this American League is not that good. And if we just get into the playoffs with the way that Casey Mize is pitching, and you talked about Melton and what a weapon he was for them last year in the postseason, if they get him in a starting role and he's their 4th starter, might even be better than Cater, or not Cater, sorry, Fromber, when we get to the playoffs. Just saying. I think if you were to ask the White Sox if they're more scared of the Guardians or the Tigers, I know what the standings say, and I know people will say, well, Rose, you're so hard on your team. Go look at the teams. Go look at the teams.
I love the White Sox. I don't think even your guards are, I always have them up there because they just win baseball games. I don't think they're catching the White Sox. 2 games back right now. Maybe they snake the lead back at some point because that's just baseball. But I think
I'm saying that the Tigers could be more of a threat to the White Sox. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said, does Cleveland care about the White Sox?
No, I said that.
Yeah.
If so, then I misspoke.
Interesting. They're 9 games back of the White Sox right now.
That's nothing in this division. That's
Yeah,
nothing.
I think the White Sox win this. I think 6.5 games back for the Tigers in the wild card. That's going to be their entry into the playoffs so they can get there.
Okay, it'll be interesting. We still have a whole half of baseball to go. In the meantime, has anybody seen Junior Caminero lately? He's been very quiet on the baseball diamond. He did this again.
You're gonna watch it.
That's a high shot back into deep left field. Collins turning around, and that baby is out of here. Home run for Caminero, and he continues. What a blistering pace.
That's 8 in the last 7 games. 8 in the last 7 games.
He's been fantastic. I want to make sure I have the stat right because we were just talking about. Oh, yeah. In those last 7 games, you mentioned the 8 homers. The OPS is almost a 2-daughter. It's a 1919, and I broke it down for Jake. That means you're basically on second base every time you come to the plate, which is crazy.
The wonderful Sarah Langs put out a tweet last night that said Caminero is tied for the longest home run streak. He's hit it in 5 games at age 22 or younger since at least 1900. The 3 other guys who hit homers in 5 straight games at age 22 or younger, Acuna, Brian McCann, Mr. Clark. He was a bad man too. Stay out of that. He's great. He also entered the home run derby. He's the first guy to enter it. Now, give me a guy who's off the beaten path, who's like not Schwarber, not Harper, because we know that we want both of them there in Philly. Who's a guy that you'd like to see compete? Get an invite.
So 2 guys, because I want their swings to be fixed, actually, and I think they need this. I'm going to go with Fernando Tatis Jr. or Bo Bichette. Now, I love both the swings on these guys. When Fernando's right, it's really pretty. I love Bo Bichette. I think that'd be fantastic to watch his swing in slow-mo. But they both are like at the top 10 and balls over 95 miles an hour hit. And also max exit velo, they're top 10 as well. Like, these guys can hit the ball hard. They just really haven't been putting in the air enough. And maybe you get in and find a little rhythm in the home run derby, and boom, you can start to help your team again. We're watching them do it. They can do it. We know these guys have it in them. So I chose those 2 because I think they do well in the derby in general, but it also might help the swings out a little bit, Chris.
I'm intrigued. Tatis did go deep twice last night, so that was good
he's
for
getting
him.
it back. He's getting it back.
I like it. It's not going to happen. First of all, Bo Bichette wants nothing to do with Philadelphia after he reportedly turned down $200 million from them. It probably would bring back bad memories for him, and I can't imagine the Philly faithful would be all that happy with it. Anyway, I am going with Kazuma Okamoto of the Blue Jays. He has hit some great home runs in his short time. Plus, I know that right-handed pop sometimes doesn't do great in this thing, but I think he would do really well. He won one over in Japan, so I think he would probably love to get the extremely rare, as in like never double. I don't think it's ever been done, at least. He's got almost 20 homers. He's got good pop. I think it'd be fun. I like the international presence.
It's a great answer. I would love to see him in it as well. Because weren't they talking about, is he going to have enough pop to play in the big leagues?
He's had that. Hit 453 earlier this year. Finally, sorry, I've got to bring this up, but it was so fascinating to me. Biggest play of the game in Houston in the Astros-Twins game was a helmet tap by Jose Altuve. Bases loaded, 3-2 count in a 3-1 game where the Twins are winning. He challenges. Not only do they get the challenge overturned, run scores, keeps the inning alive. And why is that big? Because who follows Altuve in the order? Yeah, that guy, that monster, Yordan Alvarez. Joe Ryan must have been so pissed when he gave up that grand slam. I mean,
we all were, Chris. We all were. I mean, look, that's a fun matchup right there. Those two, and typically he can beat lefties up top of the zone like that, but Yordan's just not a typical lefty. Gosh,
I was watching.
When Altuve did that, it's bad omen, and sure enough.
Yeah, well, the minute Yordan got up to the plate, you're like, really? Yeah. Like you couldn't have handpicked a worse guy to have come up here in this.
You almost want to just go like this to the guy,
right?
Bases loaded,
right? Yeah,
He's that good, man. I know we always say it, but I think people like, I don't know if Astros games people are tuning in a ton. If you get a chance, just watch his at bats and just watch like the balance, the violence in the swing, but also how pure it is. Like it's honestly one of the all-time swings, one of the all-time greatest swings we're going to see in the sport.
There's not one pitcher. Sometimes, like as a fan, your guy's up and they bring in a certain type of pitcher. You're like, God, you got no chance. Yordan Alvarez has a chance against righty, lefty, throws 104, can trick you with stuff. He's awesome. He is great. He is phenomenal.
This year, Chris, against the right-handers, a 1.082. Okay, throw a lefty against him, a 948.
That's incredible. You just don't see that very often. Good stuff. Dan Rourke just informed us that the Yankees are dealing with a bad bout of food poisoning running through their team. So that means what? That they got a bad spread in the clubhouse? They had a bad night out in the town where they all went out to dinner somewhere?
Food poisoning. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it had to be a spread or everyone went out to dinner. I'm assuming the spread. Where were they?
I mean, they're home. They've been home this week.
The entire week, huh?
Yeah, they were on the road in the weekend. They were in Boston, but that's 3 days ago now.
Yeah, and hey, people say best clubhouse food in the league in New York, at least visiting clubhouse. Wow. I'm assuming this home clubhouse is the same.
We better nail this down. Because there's either going to be we're going to have to reevaluate what we're doing in the clubhouse, or there's going to be a New York City restaurant that is going to be on the shit list of Yankee, literally.
So, yeah, the shit list. Hey, seriously, man, I would go, and I have foods that I like. In the home club or visitors clubhouse of Yankee Stadium, they make just this red sauce, and just over some like penne pasta, some Parmesan cheese. Like I would never order that at a restaurant. That's like kids meal, dude. Like just red sauce over penne pasta. It's so fucking good. Like I am craving it right now.
You miss the show, don't you?
They do a phenomenal job. I know I'm missing the Twins are going there. 4th of July weekend. Dan, it's our bowl.
Wow. That'll be wonderful.
I got asked to do the games. I said, absolutely not. I'm going to be home with my family.
Yeah, too busy grilling at your barbecue. McMahon also scratched from his rehab assignment. So maybe he ate something with the big club and then went down to do his rehab assignment. He's got the poops. That's tough. Sorry. All right. We are recording a show late tonight for early tomorrow. So you can have early consumption on Thursday. We like getting those out occasionally. Hopefully that'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you early Thursday morning here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.